Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and look at our chart here, um, and talk a little bit more about SMT and how I actually use SMT in the markets. Okay, so SMT is called Smart Money Technique or Tool. Okay, now how I teach all of my students who learn from me, I tell you to use SMT as Smart Money Timing. Okay, when the SMT occurs, okay, during certain quarters of your quarterly theory, specifically, let's say you have an SMT between quarters Q2 and Q3, or you'll have an SMT between quarters Q3 and Q4. Okay, those are the specific SMTs that I want you guys to pay attention and look for. Okay, an SMT is simply a crack in correlation between two stocks. Okay, so notice in Q over here, we have a downtrend. We keep making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? And then trend switches here, right? So we have trend change here. We have turtle soup, drop below old low, okay? And between this low and this low, that turtle soups, if we look at ES here, that low fails to take out this low. We come down. This low also fails to take out this low. What does that leave? That leaves a SMT between ES and NQ here. Okay, NQ takes out the low. NQ or ES fails to take out the low. Okay, ES has a failure swing, right? And then the expansion. This SMT is oftentimes spotted in the market every day during an A plus setup. You'll often go back into your charts, look at your A plus trades that you've taken, go back and look in and see if there were SMTs on the protected low where you entered around or near. Okay, that low is protected because of SMT, smart money timing. Okay, at the right time, price does a certain function, right? And it's easily readable when price is likely to reverse when we have such SMTs. Okay, SMTs are super strong, and they can do a lot. Now let's take a look at what a bearish SMT would look like. Okay, so let's take a quick second and look and see what a bearish SMT would look like. Okay, notice over here on the left, we have this model representing NQ being in an uptrend. Okay, we have a breaking structure here followed by then expansion, total swooping the high. Okay, and then expanding lower. SMT between ES and NQ on these highs here. You can see the NASDAQ clearly takes this high here and then displaces lower. Okay, now ES on the other hand, okay, upon this uptrend here, we have a high left here, a sweep lower, market structure shift, but then this rally here fails to take the swing high here on ES, okay, and then after this high takes this high, we have a soup here with an SMT at this high, right, with the soup here, then ES displaces and then moves lower. Okay, so remember, SMT is solely just a crack in correlation between two stocks, but SMT is extremely important because SMT can allow you to time your entries. Okay, if you can learn how to time and be patient with your entries, you can become a very, very dangerous trader. Okay, now let's go ahead and hop on to the real charts and look at some examples. Okay, so if we look closer here at ES and NQ, this is actually a trade that I'll be doing a live breakdown on within the next couple of days. Majority of you guys who are in the Discord, you already know that I will not be trading anymore until after New Year's or so, maybe a couple months after New Year's. I don't really plan on coming back and taking trades until around um, like late February, going into March, maybe even the beginning of April. Okay, so it just all depends. No, I'm not taking necessarily a break from trading itself, right? I'll still every day be doing live market reviews on what the market did for that day. and I'll be breaking down exactly how I would have traded the markets, right? And I'm looking at the markets through my lens, okay? So I plan to still help you guys, okay? But I just want you to understand that this bearish SMT here, okay? We have intermediate minor sell side liquidity that lies here. Minor sell side liquidity that rests there, as well as minor sell side liquidity that rests here on ES, okay? Boom. All right. Notice this high on NQ and this high on NQ, but the relative highs to ES. What happens here on ES? ES rallies and takes out this high, okay? Taking out this swing high. What does NQ do? NQ has a high here. NQ fails to take out this high. Why is that? This imbalance right here. That bearish fair value gap. Price respects this bearish fair value gap, right? Respects the SMT put in as price comes into this high. ES takes out the high, creates a fair value gap here. Price dallies inside of this fair value gap just a little bit and then expands. What's also here again? It's right there. Another SMT between ES and NQ. That's the SMT. Okay. ES makes relative a higher high, or almost really equal highs. Okay. While NQ also makes a lower high here, and then price expands. Okay. So look at the crack and the correlation here between these two highs here, and with the SMT and how it forms with the imbalance. Okay. That also forms another SMT inside of it before then what? Expanding. When we create this high here with SMT, what happens? We immediately start to expand. Same thing over here on NQ. As soon as we make this high with SMT, what happens? We immediately roll over and start expanding lower. Okay. What happens when we make the SMT up here at these highs? Okay. What happens? We expand, right? So we get first expansion, second expansion, accumulation phase, and then price kept expanding towards 930. We kept going lower. Okay, so that's just one example that shows the power of SMT. Let's go ahead and hop on into another one. So looking at this example here from ES and NQ, where do we already see the SMT? Okay, the SMT is between all of these relative equal highs of this group of accumulation and the high here. Excuse me. And the high here. Okay, notice as ES is making this high, or as NQ is making this ITH up here, just intermediate swing high up there, or ISH, whatever you want to call it. ES is also rallying, making its high, but look at its high in comparison to this high over here. What happens when we see this? Smart money timing. Okay, so we have SMT between ES and NQ right here. NQ aggressively trades higher above these relative equal highs up here, right? Leaving a new buy side up there to be taken later. But NQ powerhouses through these relative equal highs, while ES fails. ES shows signs of weakness. ES fails to close above these highs with strength before then rolling over. Bearish for value gap right there. That's your institutional order flow entry drill. Price then expands lower with speed going into 10 o'clock. Okay. Same thing with NQ here. Price then expands. Institutional order flow entry drill here. Expansion. SMT yet again between the high here and the highs over here. Okay. NQ takes out this high here. ES fails to take out that high there. Price then starts to expand with speed and velocity. Okay, so this is the power of SMT, right? And using SMT to time all of your entries. Without SMT, your entries are likely suffering precision. Okay, it's just that simple, right? If you really want to incorporate precision when you're trading, I'd recommend pairing SMT with your trade entries, okay, or your trade plan, right? You always want to see a crack in correlation between two indices, and then you want to see those two indices after the crack to sync back up, okay? So the crack is like the footprint, okay? And I say crack like it's some fucking special white powder, but this is honestly how you should be looking at SMTs. You should be looking at SMTs as, oh, this is the green light. We now have a crack. Let me wait for the two pairs to sync back up and then start to expand, right? Because that's what we do after SMTs, right? The correct SMTs price always, and I repeat, always expands away from the high that forms an SMT, okay, in a matter of minutes. That trade runs 100, 200, 300 ticks in a matter of minutes. Okay, and I want you guys to go back test that and tell me that I'm lying. Okay, so hopefully this video has explained a little bit about what SMTs are, how you can spot SMTs, what makes SMTs stronger. Okay, what makes an SMT stronger is understanding the magic behind the quarterly theory, cycles, and using SMT between correlating cycles. Okay, not going to say too much more about that or touch up on that because it is in my private mentorship. Okay, so if you haven't gotten my private mentorship, by the way, you can join my free Discord. And if you ever feel like you need private practice, during this point of the video, I'll probably throw up on the screen the picture that everything that comes with my private mentorship. But honestly, guys, if you really want to start making money in 2025, now is the time to get serious. There's people charging thousands of dollars for their mentorship and courses. This course gives you all of my secrets to everything you need to know about quarterly theory and how I use quarterly theory to take all of my entries and exits and to still trade today. Um, but yeah, and it's all for only $85. So like I said, upon the time I return to trading, I'll be solely only trading for the private members. Okay, so if you're not in private, which is lifetime access is only $85 right now, and you get my true quarterly theory mechanics course that I've just released. Um, and yeah, if you're in private, you'll have that course to be studying along with the free mentorship walkthroughs and breakdowns that I'm going to be posting over the next couple of months on my YouTube. You can take advantage of the time now to pay for the course and get your spot in the mentorship before I return in April. Okay? When I return in April, I'll be only live trading for private members, um, as well as I will only be annotating certain things in price for my private mentors or for my private mentees, I should say. Okay. So don't waste time, guys. Now is honestly really the time to get into this. We're going into a great couple of next years, so we all should really capitalize on this. Um, Not to get political, Trump's in office now. I expect things to go pretty smoothly within the markets for the next couple of years, and so we'll just see what Trump, has to bring or has in store for us, guys. Okay. Um, Without further ado, I hope you've enjoyed this video on SMT and the importance of SMT. Hopefully, I've opened up your mind to why SMT is so important, as well as hopefully you can go back into your own charts and see all of this stuff for yourself. Okay, it is important and it is wise that you go in, back test, and you see it for yourself. That way, whenever you're trading live, and you see these things happen, a light bulb in your head will click, right? It'll go ding, right? Cliche, but that's exactly how it will feel. You'll automatically recognize that, oh, I've seen this before. Okay, I know what this means, and then how can I execute based off what I know? Okay, it's just that simple. Okay, so without further ado, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've learned something. And like I said, the first link in the description of this video will be my Discord, where you can gain access to my private mentorship and my new True Mechanics to Quarterly Theory, or True Quarterly Theory Mechanics, excuse me. And yeah, so hopefully you have a blessed afternoon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.